how were you feeling when you read that you would personally destroy Nagini? And what was it like to see that scene fully realized? Like when you were, from the difference from when you read it and when you actually were there?
Yeah, wow. I remember reading the book very vividly and getting to that section of the story and just thinking, wow, that is going to be incredible. And what a responsibility that Joe Rowling has laid on me there. So
what did you do?
I don't think J.K. Rowling wrote the limping, did she?
I think I just got injured playing football or something like a week before, and I had to just write it in myself. But there's like 4 stages. So like you read it in the book, and then you think, is it going to be in the script? Are we ever even going to film it? And then finally, is it going to make the final cut? And thankfully, it got through all 4 of those stages, and yeah, it was incredible. I never expected anything like that to happen to Neville. So it was pretty special. It was a really nice moment for.
It's a very full circle moment for you.
Yeah, exactly. It's the culmination of his entire journey. It's Neville's moment, and it was really great. I'm so glad that David took the time to really nail that scene.
It's a great scene. Now, I got to tell you, I mean, even just when you came out from your picture there and seeing you there, obviously your character Neville did a lot of growing up in those movies. Now, I got to ask you, what was it like growing up on the set?
Wow. I mean, we had such a laugh. Like everyone had such a good time together on those films. We sort of lived like 2 lives, like our lives back home where we lived, and then this ridiculous life where we made Harry Potter films for a living, and we did all our schooling there, like together in the same classrooms, and it was a real family atmosphere. Everyone with one of our teachers over there,
and getting to work with him.
Apart from when you were all about 14 and 15, where you used to sit off set on your Blackberries and stuff, just going like, you go, hello, hiya, and you'd all go,
I still do that now.
Sure, it's even worse. Now, all right, I'm gonna ask you. Now in the books you became a herbology professor. If you had a choice, which Hogwarts class would you teach? Not Neville, you.
Well, it's got to be Defense Against the Dark Arts, hasn't it? That's the best class. Like that's the class that I'd most like to attend, and I think like Professor Lupin was like my favourite teacher. So yeah. So I think yeah, Defense Against the Dark Arts definitely.
Excellent. Now, what was your first scene that you filmed, and what was the last scene you filmed in the movie?
Oh, jeez.
Think back.
Oh no, okay, yeah. The first scene I did was when Neville got on the broomstick in the very first movie, and it all went wrong and flew around. And I was like, 11 years old, absolutely terrified. And Chris Columbus sort of took me aside and went, "No pressure, but this scene's all about you." Cheers, Chris.
You're like, thanks.
So that was a sort of in at the deep end start for me. But it was great, doing all those kinds of stunts when you're 11 years old, like being on a roller coaster. It was so much fun. And then my final scene was all that kind of stuff. And the actual final scene that I did was on the courtyard. And I remember, well, you weren't there.
Spoiler.
He was only having a big sleep.
Everyone else was there. Too soon? But yeah, that was it. And it was a great finish, to do that scene last, for that whole moment for Neville, and to go out on that high was really cool.
That's awesome. Now, last question. Now, the scene where Neville did the Snape in grandmother clothes boggart. Can you tell us what your boggart would actually be?
I don't know. I'm pretty scared of spiders. Like when I know it's kind of a cliche, but
it's not.
They are the single most terrifying thing on the earth. There's times in my house, because I live in quite an old house, and there's like lots of little holes and dark places where they can hide, and they've trapped me in my kitchen for hours before. Like,
I've been there.
and they smell fear. They know.
Do you know those photos online where it shows like the person like, oh gosh, a spider, and then all of a sudden it shows a house blowing up, and it's like all good?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah. I've got a baseball bat, samurai sword. I'll get anything I can just grab to try and take care of it, but they terrify me, man.
Do you have a samurai sword in your house?
Yeah, man.
He just doesn't have the other one. He's just a samurai. All right, Matthew, that's all the questions I got for you right now.